What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all having a fantastic day. So today is my first of many Knull videos to be coming out in the coming few weeks, days. Just in the future, it's gonna be a lot of Knull on this channel. So basically, I got this guy from the 6-star featured crystal, and I have just been using him every scenario I can. He is up to rank 2 right now. I'm waiting to get all my tier 4 cosmic catalyst to take him up to rank 3. He is unawakened as well, so that is an important thing to remember here. So let's just get straight into this. So what I do, since he is unawakened, is you have to build up those living abyss charges by throwing symbiote attacks. So I'll be doing lots of medium combos or medium heavy combos to build those up, because those will get the symbiote attacks. Now you see here the corruption timer ended from that special one. So now the opponent is corrupted, so that means we have the armor breaks. We place the instant bleeds on our light attacks. And right now the damage isn't too great, but here we throw a first special 2. You see a lot of nice numbers coming in there. Nothing absolutely crazy, but we build those armor breaks up to 36 now, because when you transfer the living abyss charges via the corruption, you get that amount of armor breaks. So right here, we're at 21 armor breaks and 15 living abysses. I converted some of them to what's called living abyss through the special one, and that also heals you. So right here, we have 38 armor breaks, and we're just big chilling. We're throwing a bunch of attacks. The combat power rate of Wolverine is so low when they're corrupted. And right here, we're just going to go for a finishing special 2. And the fight is pretty much over after this. So maybe just oh, no, it is. So that was a really fast explanation of how to use Knull, but it's not really the best explanation I have. So next, we're going to jump into Labyrinth of Legends against Star-Lord. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to speed up the video to double the speed, because what we need to do is build up to 99 living abyss charges. So as you can see, we're using lots of mediums and heavy attacks to get there, because we want to throw our special 3, which will put a very long corruption on the opponent, and it'll convert all those living abyss charges into armor breaks. So it maxes out at 99, and then we can convert it into 99 armor breaks. But something cool is that even though you may max out on living abyss charges, you can still throw a special 2, give you an extra 10 armor breaks. You can get up to 109, 119 armor breaks if you want, because usually by that time the fight's over, so you can't really get that many more. But basically, what you do in long fights is as follows. You want to build up the living abyss charges, so it depends how big your opponent is. If it's a 1 million health opponent, I would probably have thrown my special 3 by now, because Knull can just nuke it down in one of those long corruptions. If it is around 2 million health, you could probably build up to as you see here, 60 or 70. It's just really your preference, because you could also just do it like a normal fight. It'll just take really long. That's why I prefer building up all the way at the beginning for long fights like this, because then the rest of the fight is just so much quicker. So as you can see, it takes us maybe 3 entire minutes to build up this Knull, and you can see that we've done around 5% health in 3 minutes. But then the remaining 3 minutes of this fight will be taking down Star-Lord from 95 to 0. So he really does have a magnificent damage ramp up. So right here, we throw that special 3 finally. We're going to get that really long corruption on the opponent, which decreases the combat power rate. And look at that. We're getting 12k medium crits with the 8k instant bleeds. So that's about 20k on every light attack. He evaded there, so it was kind of annoying. 20k medium attack, and right now we're going to rush to our special 2, because I want to throw that off, place another 10 armor breaks on the opponent, and then we'll probably go back up to our special 3 so that we can refresh that long corruption, or place a new one. It doesn't refresh it, it just places a new one, so you can have 2 up at once, which doesn't increase damage or anything. It just gives you kind of a cushion in case one runs out. So right here, you can see Star-Lord's power is hardly moving. Makes it really easy for backdraft intercepting when they're in the corner, because you can just always go in and you won't be worried about baiting specials too much. So right here, we're going to see I backdraft right here, another 4-hit combo, backdraft, and keep hitting. And his combat power is just so low. He isn't even at a bar power yet. So we're almost at our special 3. We're there. We throw it off. He is at 1 bar. So in that first cycle of 1 special 2, build back up to special 3, we took Star-Lord down from 95 to 63. So that's about that's over 30% health, and that's over 1 million health, because it is a 3 million health Labyrinth opponent. So that is just absolutely amazing. And right now we're going to keep attacking with those lights. You see we have 2 corruptions on the opponent now, and the armor breaks at 109. We're going to rush again, once again, to our special 2. And After that, the fight is pretty much just rinse and repeat, but you can just see all of the huge numbers coming off of Knull in this fight. Now, another thing that I did point out in that Wolverine fight is that you can throw symbiote attacks during corruption to reconvert some of your armor breaks into living abyss charges, and that will heal you. And it's really great in fights like this because you can see Knull is down to like 19%. And when you have a lot of armor breaks on the opponent, those healings are going to be absolutely massive. So you're going to go up like very, very high percentages once you start healing. But right before I do that, I want to throw another special 3 just to ensure that my corruption isn't going to fall off while I do this. So right now, I could have probably ended the fight in that cycle if I wanted to, because that was like 40% health there. But I chose to throw a special 3, and that's because I want to stop using my light attacks and start converting all those armor breaks into healing. So you can see, obviously, we have enough damage to 25k mediums and lights. So right here, you can see I'm starting to heal with mediums. And you can see, look at this. I went from 31 off the special one to 54%. 23% health increase from one special one is crazy. So right now we're going to keep throwing mediums. I'm down up to 71 right there. And now we're going to try and finish off with a few more mediums, but our basic attacks are still doing so much damage that we're just going to end the fight right there. So we were at 20% health before that special 3. And just off one, I think it was 2 special ones, we went all the way back up to 71% health. So he is just tremendous for long fights like this. And now, this is the Abyss Iron Man Infinity War, and I'm just going to let you all know now that we do not solo this fight. And it's not because Knull can't solo this fight. There's plenty of solos of it on YouTube. It's just that my Knull is unawakened. So first off, it takes longer for him to build those Living Abyss charges. And second off, the hit counter is lower because these are rank 2 and not at the rank 3. So if this was a rank 3 awakened Knull, I would be absolutely fine, even if it was unboosted, no suicides. So that's another thing. He benefits greatly from suicides, but I do not have them. So even without them, you can see that he is still just beast moding everything. But right now, we're going to try and get up to around 60-ish, 50 armor breaks. And then we're going to start pounding into Iron Man Infinity War with those big combos, with those locking him in the corner, backdrafts. And we're just going to try and take him down as much as we can. So we're at 59 armor breaks that we're going to convert into right now. And we'll see how far we can get him down before those Abyss charges run out. But it will be fairly close. I think it ended up being like one special 3 cycle away from finishing the opponent. But right here you can see that we have a Fury buff because when Knull inflicts a instant bleed to an immune opponent with a synergy, you do need a synergy for that, it automatically gives you a Fury. So right now we're not doing it because we have all the armor breaks on, but before we weren't able to bleed him, so it is gave us that small Fury. So that's one of Knull's really good synergies. Other synergies I'm using in this video is one that gives him more damage from corruption when you have a certain amount of armor breaks on the opponent. You get an energized buff, I think, for a certain amount of armor breaks, but I'm not using that one. And those are the main synergies I'm using for right now. I could be using other ones, but it doesn't really matter to me. So right here you can see we are getting very low on that corruption timer. He was not playing into my way at all. Right here we pause it just as we get to a special 2. So we're going to need to play super aggressively. Thanks to that combat power reduction, we're doing fine. I convert one of the armor breaks into Living Abyss so that we get some healing. And right here, I just throw the special 3 immediately because my armor breaks are running out, and I just want to get them all back and frozen so I can keep dealing damage to Iron Man Infinity War. So as you can see, he is already down to 66 off that first cycle, which is really solid. That was a 78,000 special 3, so once again, not bad damage off that. But you can see the problem is that we are only at 68 Abyss charges left, which is quite unfortunate because if we just had like 100, maybe 110, then this fight would easily be over, which is what you can do when you have the rank 3 Knull, and also when you start with those Abyss charges via the Awakened ability. So I definitely would say that Knull is a champion that you should 100% feel confident using a Cosmic Awakening gem on. I myself might use a generic if I don't awaken him from this batch of featured 6-star crystals, because I really just enjoy him that much, and he is that worthy of it in my opinion. So right now we're running out of hits in the combo, but we're still trying to take down Iron Man as much as we can. We started this phase at like 65%, and we can see that in the 60 hits that we had at the start of this phase, we have taken him down from 65 to 32 so far. So the damage really is just phenomenal on this guy once you ramp him up. Right here, we're going to end with some lights, and right here, we get him down to 25. So not bad at all. If we just had thrown one more special 3 and then I think a few combos, maybe 5 combos and then a special 2, the fight would easily be over. But you know what? I still love this guy, even with these Unawakened and this rank 2. So that'll do it for today's video. Next, I'm going to be showing some rotations that you can use for Knull. But that was just the basic showcase. So I do hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.